Hi, this is David, and this is a great anniversary. I think maybe it's a bad anniversary. This is my 400th tape. Now, maybe one or two of them were worth it, but I hung in there until 400, and I wanted to make my 400th tape a little bit unique or special. I started these way back a year ago, not quite a year, and I was doing them for my self-therapy. I didn't care if anyone looked at them or not, and I still don't. But I'm shocked, absolutely shocked, that 65,000 people have looked at some of my tapes, and I thank you for that. I really do. I started off as therapy from getting out of the Mormon church and getting out of the cult. It's a hard thing to do. It takes a lot of counseling and a lot of time and effort. But I wanted to, especially on this tape, thank you for the kind comments. Now the Mormons, I'm not thanking you for your comments. The other 63,899 of you, thank you. I know that I'm this way. I don't always comment on people's videos, and when people do and take that extra time, I appreciate that. And I never supposed in a million years that this would be my legacy. If there's such a thing as a legacy. I'm glad now that I lived through my quad bypass. I tried to commit suicide about 8 months after my quad bypass, and I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. That was my 5th time. You think I could get it right, but no. Oh, pills, gas, guns, overdoses. Not me. I have this strong Mormon body, and it just continues to survive so that I can do my tapes. So I just wanted to say that this has made my life worthwhile. I realized when I got out of the cult and out of a closed community, there's a lot of good people in the world. Now, I haven't found them. I'm just shitting you. There are a lot of you who have written some very kind things. You that have written and said that I'm bald, and that I'm ugly, and that I'm a liar, that my wife is ugly, that basically I should die, and then really insulted me and said I was Jewish. How was that an insult? I don't know. But the Mormons who have been, and I've got one right now that he's just on here trying to convert me to what, I don't know. But why he's on here, I don't know. See, he's hearing these words and he could get excommunicated. But anyway, the nice things that you've said have encouraged me. I have to say that. It hasn't given me a big head. I was born this way. So my 400th video, I don't know if it'll be my last. I told you yesterday that my mom is in the hospital with pneumonia, 85 years old, and a second heart attack. And I'm prepared. My kids said to me, Dad, it may be her time. And I'm prepared for that. There's a couple of questions. One of you asked me lately. Now, it's hard to go back to 400 tapes, but I am an atheist now after being a Mormon. A lot of ex-Mormons turn atheists, and I think the reason that we do is that when you believe in magic underwear and you feel stupid after you have been fooled into these things, I feel stupid believing in a man that walks on water and came back from the dead, and rather going back and kicking the ass of the people who killed him, he goes back to his friends. And there's no pictures, there's no video, and there's nothing but just 80-year-old men writing their ideas and thoughts in the Bible. And so I respect Christianity. I certainly believe in the tenets of Christianity, but also in Muslim religion. And also Buddhist. We have a little friend that is a Buddhist. And so we try to look at the world without skin color and without age and any other sexual orientation or other reasons to hate. Um, a couple of you have asked some very good questions, and I certainly want to go on record as saying I appreciate the questions. I'm still raising two girls. I still have a 9-year-old and a 14-year-old, and I love to do this show. I love to be at least able to voice my opinion. After being a Mormon for over 50 years, you can't say what you want to say. You can't even say what you think. You will lose your family, your house, your job, and they will hate you, and you know, it could be worse. It could be worse. So I really appreciate the technology, that I can actually go out and speak to 65, 70,000 people and say, this is my opinion. Some of you agree. Most of you agree. The Mormons don't agree. That's okay. If it floats their boat, let them sail. I don't care. I'm not trying to convert or deconvert anybody. I'm just trying to tell you my side of the truth. Now, is it skewed a little bit? Probably. Is it exaggerated? Oh, being bipolar, we never exaggerate. And it has helped me. It has helped me tremendously. And those of you that have written and said, gosh, this has helped me and my family and given me a chance to discuss it and whatever, that makes me happy. My whole professional background was human services, trying to help people. And I'm just very grateful for the technology. I'm grateful for the people. And I'm grateful that people can disagree. I've told you a million times, I do not erase comments. When people have called me, ugly, stupid names, some of them were true, but I don't erase them because I want everyone to have the right to test and to think and to learn. I've been a teacher part of my life in several capacities, and I have learned you can't teach people anything. You can't. You can stand up there all you want and preach and preach and preach, and adults and children just go, they don't learn. The only time that human beings learn is when they're desperate, when they've lost their money, their job, their house, their wife or their husband, their children. When human beings learn, it's the time of stress in their life. And all we can do as professional and educated people is to lead people to be able to teach themselves. You can't teach people. All humans teach themselves. And the only real punishment and motivation for humans that I've found is you take their money or you hurt them. Pain and money. Those are the only two things that'll make people, learn. Learn. And if you want to punish a human being, that's what you do. And so the Mormon Church is very good at both. They love to take your money and they love to punish you. So be that as it may, a lot of people say, well, gee, you should move on. After you've been a Mormon, there's nowhere to move on. You've been there. You've done that. And so those of you that said that I need to get a life, this is my life. It's been destroyed by the damn Mormon Church. And they have this famous saying that says, you can leave the church, but you can't leave the church alone. God, ain't that the truth? Once you have been brainwashed for 50 years, try to walk away from that, folks. Try to walk away from 50 years of people telling you what to say, what to do, what underwear to wear, what food to eat, where to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't speak to anybody else. Don't get on the computer. Don't let anybody in your home that's going to bring the spirit of evil. Try to walk away from that, my friends. You can't. I am heavily indoctrinated in the Mormon Church, and now that I've been out, 5-7 years, I can see it for what it really is. And those of you that are writing, trying to convert me, really need to get a life. If the Mormon Church makes you happy, for God's sakes, go home and crack open your Book of Mormon and read about white and delightsome people and dark-skinned people not being as good as the rest of the world. If you like that, go live it. Do you see the Quakers or the Mennonites knocking on doors? They stay in their closed little communities. They're good citizens from what I've seen. They obey the laws of the land. They put the triangle stickers on the back of their wagons in town. They don't want to live with electricity. Why should they have to live with electricity? I'm just saying to the Mormons, for God's sakes, go home, turn on your TV, watch your tapes, stay in your closed community. You're coming out to convert us because you need validation, not because we need your religion. You're under no obligation to come out other than validation. When somebody joins your church, they're usually desperate. They're, you know, my second wife. Sorry, third wife. She went on a mission to Buena Park in California down by Disneyland, and she said to me, she said, you know, David, the best investigators are the ones that are unemployed, just got divorced, or had somebody in their family die. Well, for the Mormons to go in and say they're the best investigators certainly tells me they're weak, they're vulnerable, and they're impressionable, and they're looking for something to replace the loss in their life. And here come the Mormons, and the Mormons say they're golden contacts. I never was even a silver contact. In fact, I think I was a mud contact. You know, there's just no place in the Mormon church for an individual. If you're a follower and you like to be in a group, and when the group yells, you yell, and when the group bows their head, you bow your head. If you like that shit, God, be a Mormon. Go call the missionaries and get in those white clothes and find a baptismal font and jump in. I'm not. I'm an individual, and I've always been, and I'm sure that being bipolar has some influence. Well, I'm sure it has most influence on what I say and what I do. I just don't see the world the same way as other people. I was going to do a whole video on my little 9-year-old, Allison. I'm telling you, out of 14 kids, number one, she is probably the most bright, and she is probably the most creative child I've ever had. She said to me last night, she said, Dad, and she's always doing this, I told you what, she said, it says the Home Depot. And I said, well, the P is silent. We call it the Home Depot. She says, why don't they just take the P off? I don't know. That's a good idea. It would be spelled better. She said, it would. Maybe I should talk to them. I go, Allison, don't talk to anyone about taking the name off of a national store. It ain't going to fly. So last night she said to me, she said, Dad, and she always has questions, most inquisitive little girl, she said, do buffaloes have wings? I go, Allison, you've seen pictures of buffalo. They don't have wings. She says, well, why do people sell buffalo wings? I go, Jesus, I don't know. I've never thought about that, Allison. I think they're chicken wings. She goes, well, why do they call them buffalo wings? I go, I don't know. These are things that are beyond my intellectual ability. So she sits there for a few minutes, and I can see her little mind just turning a million times. I forgot to tell you, she's ADHD, and she's just as quick as a human can be. And then she said to me, well, do they sell pig wings? I said, no, pigs don't have wings. And then she says, well, why do you always say when pigs fly? Damn. Allison, I can't explain all this shit to you. It's the real world, man. There's a lot of craziness out there, and you're just going to have to be in it. She said, well, she says, I don't understand. I said, well, welcome to the club, little girl. Welcome to the club, little girl. So she's just about as sweet a child as I've ever had, and I just love her inquisitive mind. And you know, I came up here. I tell you, the kid can drive you crazy. This kid, we've just all learned to just give in and just, you know, we're living with Alice, and there's nothing you can do. I came up the other day. I don't know if I can't get this up in front of my camera. Let me move the. This is going to be screwy, but let me move the camera and show you my microphone. Do you see? This reminds me of something. I don't think I could put it on YouTube. That's the microphone that you're hearing me speak from. Now, we have a person, good Lord, we have a person named Mr. Nobody in our house, okay? No, I'm too high. I'm too low. We have this person, and all of you that have kids, you have this same person that lives in your house, Mr. Nobody. And so I came up the other day, and my microphone was falling off the table, and I reached over and got it, and I got that impotent microphone broken. And I know who did it, but when I ask the kids, it's just like your family. When you ask a kid who did this, they'll always say, nobody. Wasn't me, nobody. So anyway, last night I came to do a show, and my YouTube wouldn't work. I don't know, holy crap, it worked a few hours ago. What's the problem with it now? Well, I look down, I see a banana on my router. In the instruction booklet, it never said anything about putting a banana on the router. So God, I yell, Allison, come up and get your banana off of my router. And she comes up here, and there's drinks, there's popcorn, and everything in my keyboard, and you know, we just put up with her. Well, last night I went down and checked the air conditioner, and it was 74, and I thought, gee, I set that air conditioner at 75. Allison, she set the air conditioner. So every time something happens in this house, we basically know who does it. But anyway, you gotta love them. You gotta put up with them. Sometimes her questions drive me crazy, and she's always asking. And I'm telling you, the kid watches the GPS like a pilot. She knows how many miles we've got to go and how many hours it's going to be, and oh my gosh, she goes on and on. But anyway, on my 400th video, the main purpose of my video today is to thank the United States. You know, I was a kid of the Vietnam War era, and I was against the war. I'm not ashamed to say that. I was totally against the war, and I got a father's deferment, I got a BYU deferment, and when my deferments were running out, I was going to the Canada deferment. You know, I didn't think having my testicles blown off in a jungle was a good idea. I guess the Republicans, and well, Kennedy was a Democrat, he had Vietnam going too. So anyway, I just want to say that I thank you. This is therapy for me. It's America. I can say what I want to say, and if you want to look at me, you can. If you don't, for God's sakes, reach over and take it and say, he's an idiot, he's fat, he's ugly, you know, all the things, and he's Jewish. And just go look at something else. Don't try to convert me. I am converted. I'm a strong atheist, and I intend to stay atheist until I die. Then Jesus, where are you? Anyway, let me leave with just one more little thing that happened. I have my bigger daughter, the 14-year-old. She has a friend who is Mormon. I don't mind that, as long as they're friends and they're not trying to convert each other to their religion. Well, the Mormon keeps trying to convert my kid to her religion, and I've told the kid to her face, you know, we are not interested in your church. I don't mind you having a friendship with Abigail, but if you try to convert her, I'm going to step in and stop that friendship. Well, I told her that twice, and she has invited Abigail to girls' camp and some sacrament meeting and young women's, and the other day Abigail said to me, well, they've invited me to a family home evening. What is that? And I explained to her what that was, which is the most boring thing in the world. It was at my house and my father's house. And so we were going to take a little vacation the next day, and I told Abigail, I said, I don't want you going to their family home evening. It's a trick. They're trying to convert you. It's going to have an opening prayer, an opening song, and a Joseph Smith dance. And so she said, well, Dad, what can I do? And I said, well, I'll tell you what. Let me prove to you that it is a cult. Let me prove to you that they're befriending you to get validation of their religion. They don't care a shit about you. Oh, Dad, I don't think that's true. I said, well, I'll tell you what. You can go to their family home evening if she can go on a little overnight vacation with us, and that we divide it between the families. I'm tired of you always having to go over there where they control the environment. She doesn't come over here because we're atheists, and you're not allowed to be with the atheists. So I'll tell you what, why don't you call and ask her if she can come on vacation with us overnight. And I'm going to tell you, Abigail, what's going to happen. She's either not going to respond, or she's going to wait till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, then she's going to respond, and then she'll say, well, we had an appointment, or I have to do this tomorrow. They're going to come up with the old spin, the old Mormon spin, that they don't want their kids around our family. Well, I don't want my kids around their family. So, oh, no, she'll call back. So we waited several hours, and then overnight, when Abby got up in the morning, I said, well, your little friend, did she call you back? She said, no, she didn't. And I said, well, now you see. You're not really a friend. You're a potential member. Mormons don't befriend anybody. They basically look to people to validate that their cult is a good cult, and that they're smarter than everybody else, and they're going to bring you into the elite group. So, anyway, I think she learned a little bit of a lesson there. So, be that as it may, thank you so much for the kind comments. And you Mormons that write the ugly things, I don't really care. It's okay. Write as many ugly things as you want, because there's a process of getting out of that cult. And I understand that process, and a lot of it has to be you know, the ugly comments to the apostates, and calling people names and hating people. That is your religion, and if you're happy with it, good Lord, stay with it. Go look at Mormon.org, Mormon.org. I give them advertisement all the time. Don't listen to what the Mormon Church says. Verbally, they are a perfect people and perfect organization. Look at what they do and how they act. Look at their comments here on YouTube, and you will see them for what they are. They can be a very mean, closed, hostile, vindictive cult. Thank you for the good comments, and thank you for letting me to at least feel better. This is good therapy for me. Thanks.